Lindsay Crouch with True Balance Cooking, food that's fitness approved. Today we're going to show you how to do spiced pork tenderloin with sauteed apples. Pork is one of those great fall flavors, especially when you combine it with sauteed apples, nutmeg, and cinnamon like we're going to do today. A little apple cider, some shallots. It all is going to saute together and create a great juice and hearty fall flavor. You're going to love it. So when I went to the market today and asked the butcher for 4 pounds of pork tenderloin, I actually had him cut it for me up into small pieces and also trim the fat while he was doing that. So it makes it much easier for me once I get home just to put it in my Dutch oven and get cooking. All I have is a little bit of cooking spray in the Dutch oven. It's cast iron. Put my meat right in. It's actually already simmering in its own juices. And here I have a little spice mixture that I'm going to sprinkle over. It's cinnamon, nutmeg, salt, and pepper, and that's all. Now you want to coat each piece, if you can, with the mixture just to make sure that we get an even flavor throughout. And we'll probably let them cook for about 5 minutes on each side, or whatever type of doneness you prefer for the meat, you can do that. You can cook it accordingly. Since our pan is a little crowded, since we do have 4 pounds of meat in here, you want to make sure that you move the meat around a little bit so that each piece has an opportunity to touch the bottom and get cooked. These have been in here for 5 minutes, so some of them are starting to get nice and white, showing that they're cooked, but we want to make sure that every piece gets that opportunity, like this one here, not done at all. So we're just going to go ahead and move that to the bottom to make sure that they all get cooked evenly. Now I know that sometimes pork gets a bad rap because people think that it's high in fat, but that's not true. Actually, ounce for ounce, pork is leaner than white chicken breasts. Okay, all of our pork is cooked through to about medium well, so now we're going to actually get it out of this pot, but keep it warm. So here I have a little holding dish for it. Perfect. Put the lid on. We're just going to hold it there, and now we're going to saute our apples. In the same pan, it's still hot. We have just about, a tablespoon of butter. Give that a chance to kind of melt a little bit, swirl around. Next, we're going to add in our shallots. This is about 2 shallots, just finely sliced. Let that brown and caramel up a little bit, caramelize. I love these rich fall flavors. We're going to add our apples next. This is about 6 organic apples to go with that 4 pounds of meat. I like lots of apples. And just a little bit of salt to enhance the flavor of all these delicious ingredients. Go ahead and make sure we get the apples and the shallots and the butter all tossed together. And we're going to wait till the apples turn brown. While we're waiting on our apples to finish browning, we're going to go ahead and move on to our side item. We're going to do green bean almondine. So we're going to take about 2 cups of water and bring it to a boil here in our large skillet. Then we're going to add our fresh green beans and let them steam for a little bit. Hear the crunch? Not quite ready, but still delicious. Woo-wee! Look at all these steam. These apples are ready for the cider. This really is going to bring home that apple cider fall cinnamony taste. Just soften them up a little bit as well. We're going to leave them in here for about 2 minutes. That's all. We've got our water boiling, which means we are ready to steam our green beans. Make a thin layer all the way across the pan. And let them steam up for about 4 to 5 minutes. You know me and the timer. Time is up. Now we're going to drain the beans and get them back in the pan. Ooh, this one's a little heavy. and get them back in the pan with some butter to brown them up a little bit. Shake out all the excess water. This is about, I don't know, 1.25 pounds of green beans. Snap the ends off ourselves. These are local green beans. Now, set these here. Grab the butter. About 1/2 tablespoon or so. Now we're going to brown them up a little bit. We're going to put them in the butter for about 6 or 7 minutes, and then we're going to add the almonds. Our apples are done, and I'm actually bringing this over to a friend's house for dinner tonight. Since we're going to reheat it a little bit when we get there, I'm going to go ahead and leave as much of the cider that's in here already. I'm not going to drain any of it off, and there's actually a little bit of the meat juice at the bottom here too. Now I'm just going to pour these over. And so you serve the apple mixture right on top of the pork. And that's that, my friends. I have just a little bit of crushed garlic that I'm going to add into the almondine now, and about 1/2 of a small white onion. Just to give it a little bit of extra flavor and crunch, and just always adding as many health nutritional ingredients as I can. Isn't that what food is for? You can tell that the garlic and the onions are browning up very nicely. Last but not least, in our green bean almondine are the almonds. They're roughly chopped up, and I'm going to go ahead and add them in to the green beans, garlic, onion, butter that we already have going, just for a few minutes to kind of let them combine with all the other flavors and get a little crunchy, crispy too. This green bean almondine dish is finished. How easy. It's so delicious with the fresh green beans topped with the almonds, onion, garlic, butter, and a little bit of salt. It's rich in flavor but still light in calories and very healthy for you. It's a great side dish with the spiced pork tenderloin with sauteed apples. The colors complement each other well, as do the flavors. Although I have to wait about an hour till I can sit down and really enjoy this entire meal, I can't help but sneak a bite now. Wow. This reminds me so much of fall and Halloween that it just makes me want to howl at the moon.